Let's look at police brutality, police misconduct, and how dog culture is very connected to this. First off, we're at one of our first sources, just looking at the cost of police misconduct. So, police misconduct often leads to multi-million dollar settlements with the taxpayers. So, taxpayers ultimately foot the bill for these. These large payouts drain public funds, diverting money from essential services like education, guys, infrastructure, mental health programs. The Department of Education is under scrutiny by the Trump administration right now. So this really applies to everything. This isn't just a strictly I hate dogs perspective. So have a look at some of the things that they talk about in here. 300 million annually. Wow. All types of huge payouts, 3.2 billion in settlements, 1.5 billion in cases. So this isn't just some minor issue. And this affects police officers and their families too. This isn't even an anti-police. This is actually pro-police. Look at the name of my channel, Pro-Humanity. So let's look at another little source. So police dog brutality settlements can include the canines. And this is just the canine police dogs. Not we're not talking about other dogs in society just yet. But these happen a lot. There's excessive force violations of civil rights, and the victims seek compensation. However, oftentimes they don't get compensation. And plenty of information out there to read about it. Dog bites get worse each year, and then police dog bites get worse every year too. And it makes it harder for police to do their job. It makes it harder for freaking everybody. And the most trained dogs are police dogs. So don't give me that freaking BS about, oh, we just need to do more training. No, these dogs get taxpayer funded billions of dollars of training every year, yet they still cause these types of problems. So another thing about these police dog attacks, the police lose their qualified immunity. So whatever your stance is on qualified immunity, I mean, let's say that you think qualified immunity is bad. But the way that we're getting rid of qualified immunity is freaking the life and limb loss of people. Canine dogs, these police dogs, they have they're constantly attacking people and causing all types of huge problems. And you don't know about it, and you're probably going to say, well, if it was a problem, they'd tell us in the news. Well, I'm going to give you a little tidbit of information about that here in a few moments. But, anyways, this, let's say that you are a fan of qualified immunity. Say that you believe a good police officer should have qualified immunity. Well, these freaking dogs are making everything freaking worse. It's a quick way to lose your qualified immunity, but also, if you look at any of these cases, like this one right here, or these ones, you do lose qualified immunity, but then they just end up blaming it on the dog, because that way everybody will be like, well, he was just a good boy and he made a mistake. Yeah. So now I'm going to tell you about that thing I just mentioned. So victims of police violence may be asked to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. So you get your limbs ripped off by a police dog, your toddler gets shredded by a police dog, but you get a few $1,000 and, you sign an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. Basically, that means you shut your mouth. Don't talk about what happened. So, I mean, yeah, the NDA does not prevent them from reporting the incident, but that's not the point. The whole thing is, this is after a settlement. So when you wonder why you don't know about all this stuff, well, NDAs are being signed in these settlements. Okay, so let's talk about emotional suppression. So police officers, they have to suppress their emotions due to a culture of silence and of the trauma and many other reasons because they witness all the pit bull attacks, the blood, the guts, the bones, all that nasty stuff that they won't show you on the news because, well, this is too graphic. We're going to show you a picture of a pit bull in pajamas instead. So this is an issue with emotional suppression. And in a little while, I'll show you why that matters. So, speaking of emotional suppression, officers witness the aftermath of dogs maulings as these incidents can result in severe injuries to suspects and others. So with these two sources I'm showing you right now in the summary, they're talking about police dogs. We haven't even talked about the attacks that officers witness with domestic dogs. But reports indicate that police dogs bite thousands of people a year, leading to significant medical consequences. And so police officers and the people that suffer these significant medical consequences, they do end up signing NDAs, non disclosure agreements. And so, back to this little lookup, that's emotional suppression. Don't talk about all the nastiness that you saw. Just pigeonhole that into your brain and go do your freaking job there, police officer. And so, um, now we're going to look at police officers respond to incidents involving pit bull maulings. Ooh, and so we live in a dog worshipping society where you're not supposed to be a breed racist. Don't blame the breed, blame the owner. Yet these police officers show up. They get attacked by dogs. They witness death in the street and death in the sidewalk of humans and other dogs that are attacked by pit bulls. But, like we talked about before, they have to suppress that. And go ahead and look at any one of these videos right here that you're looking at, and this is what the police officers witness. But yet the public, they hide this reality from the public, and they force these police officers to suppress this type of stuff. And so what happens when you have emotional suppression? What does it lead to? Violent outbursts, right? Common sense, people know this, but this can manifest as aggression or violent behavior towards other people and objects. So, back to our opening research stuff right here. Police brutality. These police officers, they're running around witnessing all the nasty stuff that happens with police dogs and domestic dogs. They're not allowed to talk about it. If they have to use their firearm to defend themselves, they're treated like absolute trash. And so, what's going to happen to those suppressed emotions? Go ahead and read this article. Look at all of the incredible stuff that happens with the funds, all of the funding to fix the problems because police officers are being violent. Well, maybe they're being violent in part because you're forcing them to witness all this absolute nasty shit of dog ownership, and you're not allowing the truth to come out, and you're making them carry all the weight. And just like we looked at, this cases of police violence are constantly increasing. And they're going to try to use the George Floyd thing to leverage this. And that's fine too, because give the George Floyd thing some thought. When George Floyd was injured by the police, everybody had a problem with it. Yet when police dogs kill and maim people, everybody just, they just stuff their head right up their freaking ass and don't give a shit about it. So this is an issue with police, citizens, everything else. And it's not just police injuring other people, it's people going out of their way to be violent towards police. So this is like a backlash too. Like, go ahead and look at any one of these stories. People, a large portion of our population, They hate on police officers. And so you have all these police officers running around suppressing their emotions when they view all of these dog maulings. What do you think is likely to happen when they approach a person and that person is being an absolute smartass, jackass, resisting arrest? They have a lot of suppressed emotions. I mean, it's not just dog ownership, but a good portion of it is from encountering all of these nasty, nasty things that they see from dog culture. And this information is you can easily find it. The hidden impact of police dog maulings. You know, 800,000, $500,000 lawsuits on the county. Police officers forced to be silent. People that are part of these settlements forced to sign non-disclosure agreements. And yeah. So there you go. There's a look at police brutality and how dog culture is a huge freaking part of this. And this is not an anti-dog, anti-society argument. This is like a human evolution topic. If we're going to force people to suppress their emotions, be it police officers, dog owners, little kids that get attacked, bus drivers that witness kids getting attacked by freaking pit bulls, yes, that's a real thing, then we're just going to create a society of violent people by forcing them to suppress all of this crap that they see with dog ownership. See you guys later. Don't forget to hit the description for the links for all this information, and I hope you can leave me a comment. See you guys later.